Welcome to Disability UK. I'm Joy, and I'll be guiding you through this Pilates workout today. I just had an MS relapse, and I'm recovering and getting back some of my walking. Now, with getting back more movement has come a lot of spasticity, which are involuntary movements in the muscles. Putting it very simplistically, for any of my PT or OT people out there watching this going, wait, spasticity is a little bit more than that. We don't need to go into the details on it for this video, but I do show with pride my mobility aid, any adaptive technology or assistive technology that I'm using, because these are all things that help me thrive and live my best life. So here they are, helping me create these videos for you. So if you're using a mobility aid right now or assistive technology, join the No Shame Club with me. Today, we're gonna look at how we can strengthen the legs without triggering or getting into that spasticity. And this can be a good workout for anyone who also experiences weakness in the legs and needs a little bit more of a low impact workout. Of course, always consult with your doctor or physiotherapist or OT if you have questions if this program will be right for you. I have a block and a yoga strap that I'll be using as props to support me through this program today. I also have a bottle of water here, so do make sure that you're taking sips of water throughout the workout and throughout the day. If you enjoy this content and want to see more, please take a moment to subscribe. It's totally free and it helps other people find my channel so that they can get access to free adapted workouts. Let's get started. We're gonna start with pelvic tilts. So you're gonna come onto your back and your knees are going to be bent. Feet slightly hip distance apart. And we're gonna go forwards and backwards with our pelvic tilts. Now this is a very small movement, so I'm gonna come back and forward. So you're really just playing with kind of that tailbone up off the ground, ribs draw close together, tailbone down into the ground, ribs splay apart. This is a preparatory movement that we're doing with the pelvis, and it's going to help us establish a real neutral spine. And because our body is a system with all parts connected, we want to make sure that we are starting with every leg workout, we're going to start at the pelvis. We're going to do 3 more of these. So this will be 1, tilt back, forward, back, and forward. I lost count. When you start teaching fitness, you learn that it's actually quite hard to remember to count to 3. Okay, we're gonna say that was 3. And then what I'll like you to do is just kind of shake it out and find a middle ground between when your pelvis was fully forward and back, right? We're just having a nice gentle release through the hips. And for the second exercise, we're gonna do a similar thing, but we're doing it side to side. So it's kind of like left hip is pressed more into the ground, right hip comes more into the ground. And you're gonna try avoid pushing through the legs. I know it's very tempting to push through the feet to do this, but, oh, there I go. So you're just gonna let that relax, leg relax. And you're rocking side to side here. One sits bone pushing into the floor more than the other sits bone. Okay. And again, this is like we're exploring the extreme ends of this side-to-side movement in our pelvis, because we're going to look for neutral here. We'll do 3 more. So this will be 1, 2, and last one, 3. There we go. A nice solid counting to 3. Excellent. So you're now going to kind of shake through and find that middle ground. So it's almost like you're at a crossroads or a T, and you're trying to find that exact middle between the side to side and the front to back, where your pelvis is in a nice neutral position. And sometimes you have to play around with this for a little bit to really get that position, and that's okay. It's part of the practice. And one thing I do want to talk about is not overtly triggering your spasticity. So I am just going to demonstrate here. So if I extend my right leg out and I try and lift it, you can see that now I've triggered a lot of spasticity in that leg. It's shaking uncontrollably. I can't really control this, so I don't want to push into that. So one thing that I can do to help calm this down is to bend my knee, do a little massage, and rest my foot. So once I start to feel that buildup, I know that I'm pushing too hard. So listen to your body. We don't want to push into that. There's no gain in pushing into that. Same thing with my left side. If I try, now the side is weaker. So if I'm trying to lift, again, you can see, there goes, there goes, there goes. All right. So then I can bend. I shake it out. Okay, so that's an example of what we do not want to push into. And a trick for calming it down if you're also experiencing spasticity in the legs. Okay. The first thing we're going to do in this workout is to help with proprioception. And proprioception is really our body's awareness of where we are in space. So I'm going to start with my left leg, and I'm going to keep that neutral pelvis, and I'm going to bring the heel onto where I think my ankle is on the right side. And I'm just going to slowly drag that heel up to the knee and back down again. That didn't trigger any spasticity for me, so I'm good to go. It's at a good, nice pace. And back down. And I'm trying to keep my hips as still as possible here. So I'm not letting my pelvis come up or side to side as I do this. I'm really focused on keeping a nice, stable core. And this is a move that we want to do with control, nice and slow. We're going to do 3 more. So this is 1, 2. We'll do 1 more, and I can really feel the muscle strengthening of my quad here. But I'm not going into that area of spasticity. So again, we're getting that muscular strength without triggering those neurological side effects that can hinder our movement. All right, so now it's time for the right side. So here we go. I'm going to take my right heel, place it on my left ankle, and just slide it slowly up to my knee and back down. Now you'll see me placing my hands on my pelvis quite a bit, and that is to help remind myself not to cheat and to keep my hips still. So often we will really push down through another part of the body to kind of help out the body part that we're trying to move. And what we really want to do is create stability. So we're really forcing that body part that we're focusing on. So in this case, that right quad and hamstring to work on its own. We're not giving it any help anywhere else. And it's okay to do a little reminder at the hips to try and keep that neutral pelvis. We'll do 3 more. This is 2. And last one. Back down. Lovely. So if you feel like your muscles are getting a little tight, one thing that I like to do is come up here and give it a little, pound it out in a very loving way. It's like a little massage, or like what they do at the end of a Swedish massage, right? Okay, we're gonna come back down now. Still working on those legs, and we're gonna do some alternating leg slides. So since I just sat up, I'm gonna come back, shift my hips to find that neutral position. Okay, and then I'm just going to let my right leg come down to the ground. And again, I'm not going to let my hip kind of come with it. I'm gonna keep my pelvis in that lovely neutral, and then I'm going to gently slide back up, and then I'll switch sides. So in this movement, I basically want my pelvis to stay rooted and not go along with my leg. I want to have that control in the pelvis. As I come up and down. And again, I'm going nice and slow. Because it helps prevent that spasticity. Go right side, nice and slow. Making adjustments at the pelvis as you need. And then we're going to do 1 more each side. And last one on. As I did that, I started to notice that my chest was coming up. And that's okay. It's a thing that we notice, right? And so we're gonna just reset the pelvis again and try again with the next exercise to keep it nice and even. It doesn't mean you have to stop or give up or not do the workout. It's just about noticing kind of the natural pattern that your body is going into, and then playing with, can you on this next time, since I was kind of tilting my pelvis forward, can I keep it in that nice neutral position for this next exercise, which are going to be knee openings. So just opening the knee to the side. So again, feet are flat on the floor, hip distance apart, and I'm going to open with control and then close. And now I want to keep my pelvis in a nice neutral position. I'm not going to rock with it. I'm going to kind of resist As my left side comes down, my right side is going to resist rocking to the other side. Here we go, right side, nice and controlled. Keep that pelvis, should feel that activation here. And come back. Open. And come back. I feel a little bit of spasticity kicking in here. So I'm really working on improving that mind to muscle connection. And I know mind to muscle connection sounds really woo, but when we learn about how the muscle fiber, the anatomy of the muscle fiber, we have these things called motor units, and that's where the nerve cells, right? Your brain has to communicate with the muscle. So the nerve cell meets the muscle. And by bringing focus and attention to that area, we can help improve movement patterns. Okay. Last one, this side. And come up. Excellent. For our next exercise, we're going to be doing single knee folds. And with this exercise, again, we're focused on that neutral pelvis, and we don't want to push firmly through the other side. So we want this left leg to be while using that muscle to bring the knee forward and then back down. Now, you can experiment with this. The more extended your leg is, the more difficult this movement is. So if you see I've walked my right leg out a little bit further, and I'm doing the knee fold. Okay? And in my earlier demonstration, when my leg was completely extended, that's when I hit into that spasticity, and I want to avoid that. So I'm not going to go into full extension here with my right leg. I'm actually going to keep it quite close for myself today. You choose what's best for you as far as how bent you're going to keep your knee, because know that the more I work out, the more that spasticity will kick in, and it will kick in earlier. So I'm kind of keeping some reserves set aside to get through the entirety of this program today. And that's okay. You don't want to push hard every move and leave nothing left to complete the workout. And this also mimics a walking pattern. Well, I guess more of a marching pattern. So we're alternating. And the challenge of this is, again, keeping that neutral pelvis as we alternate between sides. Do 2 more on each side. Last one on this side. Excellent. Okay. The next exercise we'll do are spine curls. With this one, what we're going to do again, we're going to start with that neutral pelvis, feet hip distance apart, and arms can rest by your sides, or again, you can focus on that pelvis. And we're going to roll up through the spine. So we're going to tuck, curl, and press. And then slowly roll back down. You want to try and keep a lot of weight over the heels, but it is an adaptation to kind of shift some of that weight more onto the shoulders and kind of play with how much can your legs tolerate at this point. And this is more about that slow articulation through the spine. On this one, you can kind of play with shifting your weight forward and back. So let's roll up. Maybe you see, what is it like to shift back? So you're going to push back towards your shoulders, or kind of shift back towards your legs, right? What does that feel like? And come back down. So it's really playing with movement. Are you noticing that you're pushing through one heel more than the other? Can you try and balance that out? Back down. We're going to do 2 more. Up. And down. Okay, last one. Up. And down. Okay. That was a lot of work on the legs. Shake out the other side. Okay. And then I'm going to come onto my side. And we're going to work the back of the body here. So the first move that we'll do will be prone. So that's lying face down. And you can fully rest your head on your hands. I'm not going to do that because I have a microphone and it would sound very weird for me to have it all the way down. So I'm going to come up into more of like a Sphinx pose, but you can absolutely move the mic out of the way and show you an optional head position. So you can just let your forehead rest on your hands. Okay. So I'm just going to start with a single raise with my right leg. I'm going to come up and back down. Up and down. You're going to feel your glutes, your bum squeeze. And you do want to feel lengthening through the low back. You don't want to feel like you're compressing in. So there shouldn't be any low back pain here. Okay, now I'm gonna have you gently beat your legs together, and your feet may not touch, that's totally fine. You're just gonna go 1, 2, 3, and back down. We'll do that again. 1, 2, 3, and back down. You might be able to have your heels tap together. I can't, but you might be at that point where you can. And some of us anatomically, our bodies are different, and we might not be able to get to that point, and that's absolutely fine. 1, 2, 3. 2 more times. 1, 2, 3. One more time. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Shake that out. Let that all be loosey-goosey at this point. Okay. And then we're going to do what's called lizard. So you are going to come all the way down forehead towards the floor. And I'm just gonna place a block to create a little bit more room for myself in the mic here, which I keep accidentally hitting. We'll sort that out with time. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to come down. So forehead to block. And then I'm pushing up and over through my arms. And we'll alternate sides. So push up and over, and it's almost like I'm kind of looking over my shoulder and back down. Press up, look over that back. Press up. Now we're gonna add opposite leg here. So I'm gonna press up, look over my right shoulder, and kick up my left leg. So here we go. Pressing up, and then I'm gonna flex 1, 2, 3. Come down. Pushing up, looking over my left shoulder, flexing 1, 2, 3. We go again. Press up, looking over right shoulder, 1, 2, 3. Other side. Pressing up, 1, 2, 3. One more time each side. Pressing up, opposite leg, 1, 2, 3. Back down. Press up, 1, 2, 3. Lovely. All right. So we're going to come over to kind of like an oyster series here. Oyster or clamshell. So I'm laying on my left side here. Knees are bent, one on top of the other, and I'm just resting my hand in my head. Now you can put opposite arm on the hip, or if you need a little bit of stability, fingertips can come out in front. I'm placing a block between my legs, and I'm trying to keep my heels together as I lift the top leg up. So I'm feeling this in my glute. Lift and lower. Lift and lower. So again, you're gonna feel this in your bum. And create that mind-muscle connection. That's 7, 3 more. 8. 9. And 10. Excellent. I'm gonna take the block and we're gonna do a variation. Legs are extended out. Bottom leg is straight. And I'm going to place my block as like a little spacer here. So I'm not coming all the way down. I'm gonna bend my top leg, place it on top of my block. And I'm gonna do the same thing where I'm raising my knee. And again, you can have hand on hip or gentle support out in front. And I'm coming up, giving a squeeze, and back down. So I don't want my hips to come with my leg as I come back down. So I'm not leaning or rocking forward and back. I'm trying to keep that nice neutral pelvis. Again, leg comes up and back down. Excellent. We're gonna do 3 more. Perfect. Okay, let's push ourselves back up into sitting. We will do the other side, I promise, but we've got one more exercise in this series here. So you're going to extend your left leg straight and right leg is going to be bent. Okay, and you'll use your hands to support your back, and you're gonna do kind of like a hot potato. So the mat is lava and you're going to touch heel, 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 come back, heel, 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 heel. Okay, so we're just bouncing kind of back and forth as we extend our leg, and we're gonna do 2 more times with the heel. So it's heel, 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 heel. That was 1, and then 2. There we go. And we'll come back. Great. And then now what I find most difficult is toes. So we're gonna try toes. Here we go. Toes, 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 toes. Woo! Okay, we're gonna do that 2 more times. I really feel it in the leg. Here we go. Toes, 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 toes. Last time. Ooh, okay. Now, give that right leg a little bit of a pound. That feels good. Maybe a bit of a massage. Its work is done. And like I promised, we are switching sides. So grab your block. You're gonna come down onto your right side. We're bending both legs, so left leg is on top of right leg. And you can hold your hand in your head, reverse that, hold your head with your hand, or you can just let your head relax down. It's totally up to you. I'm taking a block, placing it between my legs. You can use a pillow or a book. It's fine. We want a nice neutral pelvis. Other hand can be on your hip or stabilize in front of you. And we're really looking at the movement coming from this muscle here, not from the knee, but can you squeeze the muscle back there enough to cause the leg to come up? Now this feels much harder for me. I'm on my weaker side. And that's okay. It could be a smaller movement. I'm gaining back what strength I can on this left side. Three more. This is 8. Keeping my heels together for 9. And 10. Excellent. Onto that variation of clamshells or oyster, I'm going to extend both legs straight, one leg on top of the other. I have my block here for support. Again, it's preventing me from kind of allowing my hip to roll all the way down to the other side. Okay, so I'm looking for my foot, my top foot, to be on my bottom calf, really. So I'm just going to set up my block to get in that position. So this kind of helps limit my range of motion so that I'm staying in a nice, safe, spasticity-free range of motion. You may have developed more range of motion through your practice. Squeeze and come down. And that's fine. Do what works best for you. Squeeze. That's 2, 3, I can really feel it on this side. 4. Keep going. I have 3 more. Last one. Excellent. And then we'll do hot potato on this side. Okay. So this time my right leg stays straight. Okay, and I'm using the heel of my left foot here. So think heel. And I'm supporting myself with my arms behind me. So left heel goes over, 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 and back. Okay, we'll do that 2 more times. Here we go. Pop it over. Good, and back. Okay, and last time with the heel. Ooh, all right. Okay, so last working set here before we get into that cool down stretch. So we're gonna use our toes. So it'll be toe taps instead of heel taps. Here we go. Toe, 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 toe. Good. 2 more times. Toe, 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 toe. All right, last time. Here we go. Woo. All right, excellent. And then if you need to work out the muscle a little bit, some gentle pounding, massage. All right, so we're gonna cool down now, and part of this routine is stretching the muscle. So I'm gonna show you 2 options to stretch the front of the thigh here. And both will use the yoga strap. You can use a towel, a belt, and we're wrapping it around the right foot here. Now, a common quad stretch is to lie on your side and bring the leg back. So that's something you can certainly do. Now, I can tend to get spasticity doing this, so I take more of a yin pose, and I let both points of my pelvis rest on the floor, and then I use a yoga strap to settle in to the quad stretch. So whatever variation works for you, if standing and doing this works better, it's really up to you. Okay, and then we're going to switch sides. So I tend to just sneak my left toes in and switch sides. Or you can just roll to the opposite side and bring your left leg into the stretch. And just sink into it. You don't want it to be painful. You're just pushing to the edge. Okay, and if you want to hold these stretches for longer, by all means, you can pause the video and really sink into these stretches for a bit longer if that suits you. But we're going to stretch the other side of the body, so we'll push up. And legs come out in front. And we'll do a bit of a forward fold. I keep a slight bend in my knees whenever I do my forward folds. I do use a yoga strap or towel to help. Inhale, create a nice tall spine, and then exhale, fold forward. Then I'll move into a variation of this. I'm going to cross my left leg over my right. I'm going to hook my foot. Same thing. I use the yoga strap to capture my feet. And at this point, I'm feeling enough of a stretch along that right IT band, hamstring, that I really don't fold much further than this. So I'm feeling the stretch through my bottom leg. Okay, and then I'm gonna switch sides. So release the feet. Left leg on the bottom, right leg scoops around, captures the left foot. And then I hold them both with my yoga band or yoga strap. And on the left side, this is plenty. I haven't even come forward yet, and I'm already feeling that stretch along my IT band and along the hamstring. So I'm just gonna stick with that. And if I feel a little bit of a release, I might walk my hand down the band slightly. Great. And then the last stretch, we'll look at the inner thigh here and do a butterfly stretch. So just bring the soles of the feet together. Inhale, nice straight back. And then fold forward as far as is comfortable. You're feeling that stretch, you're hitting the edge of the stretch, but you're not pushing into any sort of pain or discomfort. Lovely. All right, come into a nice, easy, comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. And just take a couple of deep breaths here while you kind of transition from this space where you're really focused on that mind muscle connection. And then you're now moving back into the rest of your day. Take a little moment for yourself. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and that this workout helps strengthen your thighs, your legs, in order to improve your walking without triggering that spasticity. Have a great rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.